Good morning and assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining today. So I'm glad that I have gone through 11 class till now. So today would be the last class with me, and after that you're gonna have a class with Steve tomorrow. So yeah, and congratulations who has gone through this whole journey and submitted all the homework, and now you're much more confident in speaking in English, right? So I'd like to go through a lot of things today. Like yesterday, I'm so sorry, yesterday was a marathon class. It was almost 2 hours because I wanted to give you whatever I have got so that you can understand and you can utilize in your speaking. That's the reason I took the class for a longer period of time. So by the way, can you please type in the chat box, how are you today? I'd like to make sure I'm connecting with you. So please type in the chat box, how are you today? And also, I'd like to make sure a few things with you so that I understand that you are going through right way. So first of all, can you please type in the chat box if you have bought a diary and you have started using the diary in the morning. So especially, I mean, what sort of things you do every single day, you start writing in English. Type in the chat box diary. So if you have started what is called writing your journal every single day in the morning, so please type in the chat box diary. I'd like to see how many of you have bought diary. Okay, so I can see a lot of comments. Mustafa said assalamu alaikum. So walaikum salam. Shubho. Thank you for commenting. Lukmanuddin, thank you for joining today. Mustafiz, thank you. Rabbi, thank you. Tanya Akhtar, thank you for joining today. Shubho, thank you. Himel Shikda, thank you for joining today. Sipan Hussain, thank you. Thank you for joining today. So I'd like to see how many of you have started, writing diary. Okay, so I can see a lot of students, they are commenting diary. That means what I understand to see your comment that you have bought your diary and you started writing. Thank you, congratulations. And the next thing I'd like to ask you is how many of you have started the 4 questions, practicing 4 questions. So every single day for next 30 days, right? So please type in the chat box 3 times 3 in 30. I'd like to see how many of you have started practicing that 4 questions 3 times in for next 30 days. So type in the chat box 3 in 30. And I'd like to ask you, next question is, how many of you have started reading some sort of English stuff, either is a storybook or academic things, daily newspaper? How many of you have started reading English books? So if you have studied English reading books, please type in the chat box reading English. I'd like to see how many of you have started reading English things like a story, academic book, a magazine, newspaper, journal, article. So English, right? And the next question I'm going to ask you, how many of you have started listening to English music, listening to English Islamic song, listening to BBC, CNN, or listening to podcast from YouTube, or you have started watching the English movies or series or episodes, something else? So if you have started doing that, please type in the chat box, listening to English. I'd like to see listening to English stuff. Just type in the chat box, listening to English stuff. So to be honest with you, so though we have finished 11 class, you have given 11 presentation, this is not the end of the world, right? Just consider yourself that I want to learn English, and probably you have got some sort of intention that you'd like to get a better score in IELTS exam. So just consider yourself that your journey has started, right? Your journey has started. You got to go long way, but you're on the right track. You have polished your basics right now. So next thing, all you got to do is you need to go to advanced English. And what do I mean by advanced English is you got to go for IELTS course. So once you go through the IELTS course, you develop 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. That means you are becoming an advanced speaker, advanced listener, right? Advanced writer. So make sure you join to our next IELTS course. So how many of you would like to join our next IELTS course on 7th of May, 9 a.m. in the morning. I mean, in the same time, right? So please type in the chat box IELTS. I'd like to see how many of you like to be advanced user in English, joining our IELTS course. You'd like to develop your 4 skills. Please type in the chat box IELTS, IELTS. Okay, so these are the things I'd like to make sure you are doing in the right way. So now, type in the chat box IELTS if you'd like to join our next IELTS course, and it's completely free. You don't have to give any money to us. All you got to do is you need to finish this course. I mean, you got to give 12 presentation. That's the first thing. And second thing is you got to be willing to give your homework every single day. For example, here you are giving your presentation, but in the IELTS class the same way. Every single day you might have some sort of homeworks. It might be writing. You need to write down a essay on the Facebook group. It might be listening, it might be speaking. So every single day you got to have some sort of homework, and you should do it, and this is how you're going to improve your English, right? So now today's class is a bit broad as well. So we have covered present simple, past simple, and future simple, because these simple tense we use time and again in our speaking, listening, reading, and writing. However, there are other what is called tenses as well you need to go through, and today I'd like to just keep in touch with them so that you can understand what sort of tenses you should also use in your speaking and writing, and then we're gonna go for transformation of sentences, right? So now let me share my screen very quickly, and I'd like to ask you another question is, how many of you have already invited your friends to this group? And how many? Okay, type in the chat box, how many friends have you invited? Have you invited 1, 2, 3, 4? How many friends or classmates or colleagues you have already invited to join this group? Because you know, if they join this group, they will get all the cool stuffs and they can improve their English. So type in the chat box how many. I'd like to see the number. So is it 1 person you have invited, 2 or 5 or 10 people? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see the number. Okay, Himal Shikdar said 4. Okay, thank you for inviting. Saifur said 20. Thank you, Saifur. Thank you so much for inviting them. Imon said 5. Thank you for responding. Akram said 3. Ummi Habiba said 3. Rimi Akhtar said 4. You know, I'd like to tell you the truth. So let's say you have invited 20 people, right? And out of 20 people, probably 2 people took this seriously. They have gone through this basic English course, 12 basic speaking challenge. Then they have done IELTS speaking course as well with us, IELTS course, the complete course with us. Then they got a better score in IELTS exam. And in 6 months, you will see your friends. They are in the UK, US, or Canada. And you know, once upon a time, probably they will remember, I mean, how he has gone through this journey, and he will remember you. He'll say, thank you for inviting to Hassle-Free Education. Otherwise, probably I wouldn't be here. And the credit goes to you, right? Saifur, Ummi Habiba, Shubho, Rukul Mida, Sheikh Lukman. So the credit goes to you. So make sure you help others, right? And this is great feelings as well inside. Once you help someone else and you know they get benefit, and they come back to you and they say thank you so much for inviting. Okay, next thing is this is also, I would recommend you to do that. So how many of you are giving the presentation in Facebook group, and once you upload this, you click the share button and you are sharing with your Facebook post, and by watching that, a lot of friends, they'll come back to you and they'll say thank you for sharing that, to give us more information, would like to go for it, right? So if you have shared your presentation on your Facebook group, on your Facebook wall, so please type in the chat box share. I'd like to see how many of you have shared the presentation. This is not our classes, your presentation you have shared on your Facebook, so that other friends can know what's going on here. So type in the chat box share. I'd like to see how many of you already shared the presentation, what you uploaded on Facebook group. Type in the chat box share. Okay, so today we're gonna just what is called, go through a bit faster about the 12 form of sentences. And then the second thing is we're gonna cover simple, complex, and compound. That means transformation of sentences, right? So today's class, we're gonna cover two things. One is 12 form of sentences, and second thing is simple, complex, and compound. I mean transformation of sentences. Okay, thank you for responding. So Shurab said I have shared it in 100 plus group. Thank you, Shurab. Habib says shared. Akram says shared. Thank you for sharing. Rimi, thank you for sharing. Ume Jiba, thank you for sharing. Shubho, thank you for sharing. Rukul, thank you for sharing. Usama, thank you for sharing. Saifu, thank you for sharing. Lukman, thank you for sharing. Tanya Akhtar, thank you for sharing. Okay, that's a brilliant job you have done. Thank you. So I'd like to really give you the thanks from my heart. Right. So now we're gonna cover the 12 form of sentence, the tenses. So we're gonna it's very simple, you know it very well. However, some of our students probably they need to just polish a little bit. That's why you're gonna go through this. So these are the present tense. So these are the 4 forms of tenses. So for example, I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, and I have been practicing for 10 days, right? So these are the 4 forms of tenses. So present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous. So we are not going through the definition and all that stuff. However, we're going to go through the example so that you can understand how the structure is, right? So these are the 4 forms of tenses. So please practice with me. When I say go, you need to give me these 4 sentences. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, I have been practicing English for 10 days. Okay, now I'm gonna give you a word and you need to give me 4 sentences, right? 4 sentences you need to give me. 4 sentences. So the verb is learn. So give me 4 sentences, please. Type in chat box 4 sentences. So for example, here you said I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, and I have been practicing for 10 days. So learn. So using learn, give me 4 sentences in the chat box. Very quickly, I'm gonna give you, let's say how many sentences, seconds, how many minutes. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute to write down 4 sentences. So 4 sentences, very quickly, type in the chat box. So give me 4 sentences in the chat box. Okay, no, I didn't ask you to write down 4 sentences. I said, in the chat box, give me 4 sentences. So I learned, I'm learning, I have learned, I have been learning for 10 days. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mel. So I learn, I'm learning, I have learned, and I have been learning for 10 days. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you another verb. Please give me 4 sentences. So write. So give me 4 sentences. I'd like to see how quickly you can give me 4 sentences. So I write. Give me 4 sentences, please. Okay, Umezaba said, I learn, I'm learning, I have learned, I have been learning English for 10 days. Excellent. Thank you for responding. Saifu said, I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, I have been practicing for 10 days. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Right. So please type in the chat box, right. And the last sentence would be since morning, or for 1 hour. Okay, very quickly, type in the chat box, right. So using right, the verb on right, give me 4 sentences. Right is correct. Right verb ta use kore amake 4ta sentence den very quickly. So right, WRITE, right. So give me 4 sentences using this. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So I write, I'm writing, I have written, and I have been writing since morning. Give me 4 sentences very quickly, please. Saifu said, I write, I'm writing, I have written, I have been writing for 2 hours. Thank you. Or since morning. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. The next one is memorize. Memorize means learn by heart. Memorize. Give me 4 sentences using memorize. Very quickly. Very quickly, give me 4 sentences using memorize. So I memorize, I'm memorizing, I have memorized, and I have been memorizing these verbs for 10 days or for 2 hours, whatever it is. Please type in the chat box. Okay, so you understand it. You understand it. So now I'm gonna ask you a few questions and you need to answer me. So the first question is, so you need to follow the tense, right? You need to follow the tense. The first question is, do you practice English? Type in the chat box. Give me the answer. Do you practice English? Do you practice English? Give me the answer. Answer me in the chat box. Do you practice English? Next question is, are you practicing English? Are you practicing English? Next question is, have you practiced English? Have you practiced English? Next question is, have you practicing English for 10 days? Have you practicing English for 10 days? Okay, this is how I need to ask question. Do you practice? Are you practicing? Have you practiced? Have you been practicing for 10 days? Okay, so give me the answer. Give me the answer. 4 questions I have asked. Give me the answer. Next question I'm gonna ask you. Next question is, do you understand English? Do you understand English? So answer should be, so yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do you understand English? Please type in chat box. Do you understand English? Yes, I do. So next question is, are you understanding me? Are you understanding me? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see your answer. Next question is, have you understood? Have you understood? Have you understood? Last question is, have you been understanding this lesson for 10 minutes? Have you been understanding this lesson for 10 minutes? Type in the chat box very quickly. Very quickly, please type in the chat box. So the answer should be yes, I do. I understand. Yes, I'm understanding. Yes, I have understood. And yes, I have been understanding this lesson for 10 minutes. Okay. Next question I'm going to ask you. Next question I'm going to ask you. Do you learn English? Type in the chat box. Very quickly, I'd like to see. Do you learn English? Do you learn English? Answer should be yes, I do. Are you learning English? Answer should be yes, I am, or I am learning English. Are you learning English? Next question is, have you learned English? Have you learned English? So type in the chat box very quickly. And the last question is, have you been learning English for 10 days? Have you been learning English for 10 days? Yes, I have been learning English for 10 days. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So now we're gonna use the past tense. So now practice with me. So past tense means, can you remember? Past tense, past event, otit. So I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, I had been practicing for last 10 days, right? So these are the 4 forms of past tense. I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, and I had been practicing for last 10 days. Now I'm going to ask you a question. So did you practice yesterday? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see. Did you practice yesterday? Did you practice yesterday? Please type in the chat box. Did you practice yesterday? Answer should be yes, I did. Answer should be yes, I did. Next question is, where are you practicing yesterday? Okay, where are you practicing? Answer should be yes, I was practicing. I was practicing. So had you practiced? Answer should be yes, I had practiced. Yes, I had practiced. Next question is, so had you been practicing English for last 10 days? Type in the chat box very quickly. Had you been practicing English for last 10 days? Answer should be yes, I had been practicing English for last 10 days. I'd like to see everyone else comment. I'd like to see everyone's answer. So if you cannot answer it, that means you will be struggling regarding this sort of tense. So make sure you answer me properly, right? So the first question is, did you practice? Yes, I did. Where are you practicing? Yes, I was practicing. Had you practiced? Yes, I had practiced. Had you been practicing English for last 10 days? Yes, I had been practicing English for last 10 days, right? So next is future form. So this is how you need to practice. So I will practice, I will be practicing, I will have practiced, I will have been practicing for next 30 days, right? I will practice, I will be practicing, I will have practiced, and I will have been practicing for next 30 days. So yeah, repeat after me, right? So give me 4 sentences. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. I'll practice, I'll be practicing, I'll have practiced, I'll have been practicing for next 30 days. Now, thank you. So if you have made 4 sentences, please type in the chat box 4. I'd like to see how many of you really made 4 sentences using future form. So I will practice, I'll be practicing, I will have practiced, I will have been practicing for next 30 days. Type in the chat box 4. I'd like to see how many of you really understood the whole structure and you made 4 sentences. Just type in the chat box 4. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So now what are we going to do? We're going to make 12 sentences using 1 sentence, right? So we're going to start with here and we're going to make 12 sentences. Are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box ready. R-E-A-D-Y, ready. Type in the chat box very quickly. R-E-A-D-Y. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready to give me 12 sentences. Okay, this is how I need to practice. Practice with me, right? I'm also to practice. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, I have been practicing for 10 days. I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, I had been practicing for last 10 days. I will practice, I'll be practicing, I will have practiced, I will have been practicing for next 30 days. Okay, so now if you made 12 sentences, please type in the chat box 12. I'd like to see how many of you made 12 sentences. Very quickly type in the chat box 12. Now, this is the challenge. Now you need to give me 12 sentences in one breath, right? In one breath. Are you ready? So you need to give me 12 sentences in one breath. 12টা sentence আমাকে দিতে হবে এক নিঃশ্বাসে. So I know you are ready. So we're going to practice right now. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, I have been practicing for 10 days. I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, I had been practicing for last 10 days. I will practice, I will be practicing, I will have practiced, I will have practicing for next 30 days. So if you made 12 sentences in one breath, please type in the chat box 12 in 1. 12 in 1. 12 in 1. Okay. So if you made 12 in 1, we're going to practice one more time, but with different word. So read, right? So forget about practice, read. আমরা এখন read দিয়ে 12টা sentence তৈরি করব, right? So ready? 3, 2, 1, let's start. So I read, I'm reading, I have read, I have been reading for 2 hours. I read, I was reading, I had read, and I had been reading for last 10 days. I will read, I'll be reading, I will have read, and I will have been reading for next 30 days. Okay, so now we're going to practice with speak. So now we're going to make 12 sentences using speak. Speak দিয়ে আমরা 12টা sentence তৈরি করব. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. So practice with me, don't write, practice with me. So I speak, I'm speaking, I have spoken, I have been speaking for 2 hours. I spoke, I was speaking, I had spoken, I had been speaking for last 10 minutes. I will speak, I will be speaking, I will have spoken, I will have been speaking for next 30 days. Right. So if you made 12 sentences using speak, please type in the chat box speak. I'd like to see how many of you made 12 sentences using speak. Very quickly, please type in the chat box. Okay, so now very quickly, please type in chat box speak. So if you type in chat box speak, then I will understand that you made 10 plus 2, 12 sentences in one breath. right? So now our today's second part of the lesson is transformation of sentences. Transformation of sentences, right? So we're going to learn simple, compound, and complex sentences. Type in the chat box simple, compound, and complex. Type in the chat box simple, compound, and complex. So the purpose of learning this transformation of sentences is, so let's say I'm going to give you a simple sentence, you need to make it compound, and you need to make it complex. So that means if you can make complex sentence, compound sentence, and simple sentence, that means you can use 3 types of sentences. That means variation of sentences, variation of your expression, variation of different structures. So make sure you understand it very well. Simple, complex, and compound. Type in the chat box simple, complex, and compound. Now if you haven't understood it before, that's fine, absolutely fine. So at the end of this today's class, you will learn a lot, but that's not gonna be good enough. So after finishing today's class, I would recommend you, find a book. It might be grammar book, it might be from your sister, brother, junior sister, and just go through this simple, complex, and compound. And after finishing today's class, if you go through this transformation of sentence, you will find it easily. So the first thing is simple. Simple sentence means a sentence with one verb. So can you please type in the chat box? Simple equals one verb. Simple equals one verb. Type in the chat box. For example, I'm a teacher, simple sentence. I teach English, simple sentence, because I can say here one verb, right? So am, one verb, teach, one verb. So simple means equals one verb. We understand it, right? Simple equals one verb. Okay, thank you. So when you see one verb with a sentence, that means simple sentence. Compound with at least 2 or more than 2 verbs, right? So please type in chat box compound equals 2 plus. Okay, compounds equals 1 plus. Sorry, compound equals 1 plus verb. So it might be 2 verbs, 3 verbs, 4 verbs, 5 verbs, whatever it is. So compound equals 1 plus verb. Simple equal 1 verb. Compound equal 1 plus verb. 1 plus verb, right? It might be 2, it might be more than 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. So compound equals 2 plus verb. Okay, so now this is very interesting. So if you'd like to know and if you'd like to understand about the compound sentence and if you'd like to utilize it, you need to memorize fanboys. What do you need to memorize? What do you need to remember? Fanboys. So can you please type in the chat box fanboys? F-A-N-B-O-Y-S, fanboys. You need to remember fanboys. So whenever you'd like to make compound sentence, you need to remember fanboys. So please type in chat box fanboys. So what I mean by fanboys, this is the fanboys. So fanboys means for, and, no, but, or, yet, so. So if you'd like to make compound sentences, you should use them. Fanboys, for, and, no, but, or, yet, so. So this is called fanboys, right? So now, can you please type in the chat box? For, and, no, but, or, yet, so. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see. So if you are typing, that means you are writing it and you will remember this, right? So fanboys means for, and, no, but, or, yet, so. Type in the chat box very quickly. So fanboys, right? For, and, no, but, or, yet, so. So if you know how to utilize these fanboys, that means you know compound sentence. So I'm going to give you some sort of examples. So for, she did not cheat on the test, for it was the wrong thing to do. She didn't cheat on the test, for it was the wrong thing to do. So using for, right? And so they got there early and they got really good seats, right? So for example, you are thinking about going to the cinema. So using and, you can say they got there early and and they got really good seats, right? So nor, we have never been to Australia, nor have we visited Africa. We have never been to Australia, nor have we visited Africa, right? So neither nor. So you should use this sort of sentence to make compound sentence. But I really need to go to work, but I'm too sick to drive. But I'm too sick to drive. So using but, you can also make compound sentences, right? Next one is or. Should we start class now or wait for everyone to get here? So using or, you can also make compound sentence. Yet, he didn't want to go to dentist, yet he went anyway. He didn't want to go to dentist, yet he went anyway, right? Last one is so. Everyone was busy, so I went to movie alone. Everyone was busy, so I went to movie alone, right? So these are the fanboys, and these are the examples of fanboys, and these are the examples of compound sentence. Now we're gonna go a bit further and we're gonna understand it better, right? So now the next one is complex, right? So complex sentence example presents the reader with a more interesting idea, shows the relationship between this. So I'm now I'd like to slice the mango and I'd like to give it to you so that you can taste it and you know how the mango is. So that's why instead of going for definition, I'd like to just jump in an example so that you can understand. So simple sentence. George was feeling excited. It was dark in the forest. So two simple sentences. The first simple sentence is George was feeling excited. And the next sentence was, it was dark in the forest, right? So now compound, can you remember? Fanboys. So George was feeling excited and it was dark in the forest. So using and, we made it compound. George was feeling excited and it was dark in the forest. Now the complex is, George was feeling excited despite the darkness of the forest. Despite the darkness of the forest. So now you see, the complex sentence shows the relationship between George feeling excited and the darkness of the forest. So if you'd like to make some sort of relationship and if you'd like to give some sort of extra information, so you could try to use complex sentence. Now, don't worry, if you don't understand yet, don't worry about it. This is the simple idea I'm giving you. Now we're going to practice a lot. So now I'm going back to the previous slide. So simple means one verb. Compound means one plus verb. Complex means showing the relationship between the sentences. And now, so this is the example, more examples of complex. So showing the relationship or giving extra information. So he said that he would study in the UK. He said that he would study in the UK. Complex sentence. Who? The girl who is in green dress is our student consultant, right? Where? So I study at Hasselfeld Education where I can attend classes online. When? I attended 12 days challenge when my friend invited me. So these are the, so if I learn English from Steve, I will get at least 6 in IELTS, right? So although all students attending this 12 days challenge, a few of them would achieve certificates. So these are the examples of complex sentences, right? So that, who, where, when. So you see, these are the or should I say words that linking the two sentences together, right? And here the meaning is different. Who means K, but here J. The girl who is in green dress is our student consultant. অর্থাৎ meaning হলো যে মেয়েটি green dress পরে আছে সে আমাদের student consultant. So who এই জায়গায় কে না, where. So normally we understand where means কোন জায়গায়, right? বা কোনখানে, but here where means যেখানে. I study at Hasselfeld Education where যেখানে I can attend online class. Right? যেখানে, when, usually we mean যখন, কখন, but here যখন. I attended 12 days challenge when my friend invited me. আমি 12 days challenge attend করেছি যখন আমার friend আমাকে invite করেছিল, right? So these are the sentences. So you need to understand the meaning of these 4-5 things. So that means J, who means J, where means যেখানে, when means যখন, right? So so this is the meaning of these sentences. So this is how you need to use complex sentence. So if you'd like to use complex sentence, you should use that, who, where, when, if. So can you please type in the chat box that, who, where, when, if, although. Type in the chat box. These are the words you need to use for complex sentences. That, who, where, when, if, although. So these are the words you need to use to make complex sentences. That, who, where, when, if, although. Right. So now we're gonna go a bit further to make you more understandable. So now I'm gonna give you an example. So now we would like to make transformation of sentences, right? So simple sentence: getting invitation, students attended 12 days challenge. It's simple sentence, one verb, right? So you need to make sure getting invitation is not a verb, it's extra information, right? So getting information, so you can call it close, but I don't like to give you a lot of jargon, a lot of terms, so that you become confused, right? So getting invitation, students attended 12 days challenge, one verb, simple sentence. So now we are making it compound using fanboys. So students got invitation and they attended 12 days challenge, right? So this is the compound. Now complex sentence is students attended 12 days challenge when they got invitation, when they got invitation. So instead of when, we can use a lot of things like when, because, as soon as, after. These are the things, right? So I repeat. So look at the first sentence: getting invitation, students attended 12 days challenge, right? It's simple sentence because it's only one verb, attended. Now in the compound sentence, so can you remember fanboys? So we're gonna use and. So students got invitation, simple sentence, and they attended 12 days challenge. So two simple sentences we join together using and, so it's compound, right? And next one is complex. So can you remember? So that, who, when, if, though. By using those, we are making complex sentence. So students attended 12 days challenge when they got invitation. We're gonna practice a lot more so that you can understand. Now I'd like to ask you, considering the transformation of sentences, how much did you understand so far? Is it 30%? Is it 50%? Is it 70%? Is it 100%? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see what is the percentage, I mean, you understood so far now. কতটুকু আপনারা বুঝছেন ট্রান্সফরমেশন অফ সেন্টেন্স, এটা আমাকে একটু কমেন্ট বক্সে লিখে জানান, because this is a complex, really it's complex, but if you practice a lot, you'll make it. You will see it's easy. So please type in the chat box, how much did you understand the transformation of sentences? Okay, Himel Shikdar says 70%. Okay, thank you. Anyway, we're gonna go further and we're gonna practice more. Ummehani said 100%. Okay, thank you for responding. Saifur said 100%. Abhi said 50%. Iman said 80%. Rukulmida said 70%. Jasmine said 100%. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So I know it still is confusing. So now we're gonna make sentences. So complex to simple. So can you remember complex? So there was that, when, who, where, if, although. So these are the words we have used for complex sentence, right? So, and also we could use as soon as, after, this sort of things as well. So complex sentence is students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 100% off, let's say. So 100% off. Students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 100% off. So make it simple. I'll be waiting for your answer. Let's see how many of you would like to make it simple. So this is the complex sentence. Students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 100% off. So now make it simple. So simple means one verb, right? One verb. So using one verb, you need to make it simple. Type in the chat box very, very quickly. So what would be the simple sentence? So just transform this complex sentence into simple sentence, right? A complex sentence take a simple sentence তৈরি করে আমাকে দেখান very quickly. Please type in the chat box. So students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 100% off. So how are we gonna make it simple? Very quickly, please type in the chat box. I'd like to see. So I'd like to refer to the previous slide so that you can still understand. So simple was getting invitation, students attended 12 days challenge. Compound was students got invitation and they attended 12 days challenge. Complex was students attended 12 days challenge when they got invitation, right? So we can also use when, because, as soon as, after. So now make it simple sentence. Students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 100% off. Right, so make simple sentence. I'd like to see who is the winner, who is giving me the first sentence. I'd like to see. So Rukul Mirda, no, it doesn't make the whole sentence. It's still. So the answer is this. So getting 100% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Getting 100% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Can you please type in this sentence? Type in the chat box. Getting 100% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Getting 100% off. No, type in the chat box. Getting 100% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. So there are a lot of sentences you can make. So getting sale, getting 50% sale for Eid. A lot of people do shopping in the market, right? So getting 100% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. So the same way we can say getting 50% off for Eid. Most people go to market and do shopping, right? So getting 100% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. So getting 100% off, comma. So if you don't give the comma, it's a wrong sentence. So make sure it's very, very important. Getting 100% off, comma, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Getting 100% off, comma, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Thank you for responding. I can see a lot of students are making comments. So Akram Hussain said getting 100% off, comma. Akram, you missed comma. Students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Ummehani said getting 100% off, comma. You missed comma as well. Students got admission for IELTS preparation course. So make sure you give comma as well. Getting 100% off, comma. Students got admission for IELTS course. Thank you, Rabbi. Yeah, you put comma. So Rukul said getting 100% off, comma, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Excellent. Thank you for responding. Now we're gonna make it compound. So we made it simple. Now make it compound. So can you remember fanboys? Can you remember fanboys? So using fanboys, you should make it compound. So make the simple sentences into compound sentence. So I'd like to refer you to the fanboys so that you can understand. So using one of these, you should make it compound, right? So getting 100% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. So this is the simple sentence. Now make it compound using fanboys. Using the fanboys, make it compound. I'd like to see how many of you can make it compound. So if you like to make compound sentences, you need fanboys. So using fanboys, please give me the compound sentence. So I'll be waiting for your response. So how can you make compound sentence? Okay, so fanboys. So Himashita said students got admission for IELTS preparation course and they got 100% off. So who is on happen fast? So if you say students got 100% off and they got admission, it makes sense, right? Students got admission and students got admission for IELTS preparation course. So make sure it makes sense as well. Students got admission for IELTS preparation course when they got 100% fanboys. So if you use when, that's complex sentence, Akram. So you should use fanboys. If you use when, that is complex, that is not compound. So anyway, you made a nice sentence, I understand, and it made sense as well, but we are practicing compound, fanboys, right? So for, and, neither, nor, but, or, either, or, yet, so. So these are the fanboys. Using one of them, you should make compound sentence. So I'm still waiting for your sentence. How do you see? So whose action happened fast? Who is on? Students got admission or students got 100% off? So they got admission because they have got 100% off, right? So make compound sentence. I'd like to see your answer. Okay. So students, okay. Can you please type in chat box everyone else? So students got 100% off and they got admission for IELTS preparation course. Students got 100% off and they got admission for IELTS preparation course. Okay, thank you for responding. Students got 100% off and they got admission for IELTS preparation course. Excellent. So remember fanboys. Using fanboys, you need to make compound. So I'd like to see everyone else comment in the chat box. This is very, very important, right? And I know this is not the simple thing like the structure we practice you need to understand, and you need to understand the sense of the sentence. This is very important. If you don't understand the meaning of the sentence, it's gonna be really tough for you, right? So make sure apni sentence er meaning o bujen ebong structurally apni use koren. So I'd like to see everyone else comment. Shobai ekটু comment kore janan. Students got 100% off and they got admission for IELTS preparation course. Very quickly, type in chat box. Student got 100% off and they got admission for IELTS preparation course. Type in chat box quickly. So now we're gonna go a bit further. So now, getting 6 in IELTS, student got admission at the UK universities. Getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at UK universities. Type in the chat box. What kind of sentence is this? Is it simple? Is it complex? Is it compound? Type in the chat box. Getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at UK universities. What kind of sentence is this? Very quickly, please type in the chat box. Is it simple? Is it compound? Is it complex? Okay, so most of you said students got admission, got 100% off. So students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Okay, students got 100% off and they got admission for IELTS preparation course. Okay, thank you, thank you. So Himal Sikh says a simple sentence. Yeah, it's simple sentence. How do you know that? Because it's one verb, is got, right? So getting 6 and IELTS comma is extra information. Getting is not a verb here, right? I don't like to make you confused, telling you that gerund, participle, da da da. No. So getting 6 and IELTS is not a verb, so it's extra information. Comma, students got admission at the university. So in this sentence, I have got only one verb, so it's simple sentence. So please type in the chat box simple. Cypher, no, it's not compound, it's simple because one verb. Getting 6 and IELTS, this is not a verb. Getting is not a verb. Make sure getting is not a verb. It's extra information. Getting 6 in IELTS, IELTS is 6 পেয়ে students got admission at university. Studentরা university ভর্তি হয়েছিল, right? So it's simple. Type in the chat box simple. Now this is the simple sentence. Now first of all, give me the compound sentence. Make it compound. Can you remember compound? Fan voice. So using fan voice, make it compound sentence. Type in the chat box compound. And this is interesting lesson as well. I would say among these 11 lessons, I gave rate high for this lesson, because if you understand this lesson, that means you can make a lot of sentences, simple, complex, compound. You can transform from one to another to one, and this is how you can show off yourself that you have got a good grasp in English, right? And you can make a lot of structure in English. So make sure you practice it, you watch this video again so that you can understand the whole thing, right? So now give me compound sentence. Getting 6 and IELTS, student got admission at universities. I'm waiting for your answer. Make it compound. Using fan voice, make it compound. Using fan voice, please make it compound. Getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at universities. Please make it compound. Okay, so Iman Ahmed said getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at university. So it's simple sentence, Iman. You need to make it compound. Make it compound. Quickly, make it compound. Okay, so once you made it compound, then we're gonna make it complex as well. So can you remember complex? If, so, when, who, where, using those sort of linking words, right? We're gonna use complex later on. Okay, so Cypher said the students got 6 in IELTS and then they got admission at universities. Okay, Cypher, you don't need to say then. If you say and, that's enough. Students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at university. Excellent sentence. Student got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at university. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So students got 6 in IELTS and they got admitted at university. So make sure you write down the sentence correctly. So Jasmine said students got 6 in IELTS and students. Okay, so you shouldn't say students twice. Instead of saying students, you should say they. So আমরা যদি দুইটা স্টুডেন্টস পাই, একটাকে বলবো স্টুডেন্টস আর একটাকে বলবো they, right? You should use pronoun. So Rukul Mada said students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at universities. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So Gulam Rabbi said, Zia Rabbi said students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at universities. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Romiz Raza said students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at the universities. Excellent. Thank you. Mustafir Rahman said students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at university. Thank you so much for responding. Now we'll make it complex. We will make it complex. Can you remember complex? So make it complex sentence. So students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at universities. It's a compound sentence. Now please make it complex. So can you remember the structure of? Can you remember the structure of complex sentence? I'd like to take it here. This is complex, right?
So that he said that he would study in the UK. Who, the girl who is in green, is our student consultant. Where I study at Hasselhoff Education, where I can attend class online. When I attended 12-day challenge, when my friend invited me. Okay, so if I learn English from Steve, I'll get at least 6 in IELTS. So although all students attended 12 days challenge, a few of them would achieve certificates, right? So please make it complex. So using one of these, that, who, where, when, if, though, although. So using them, please use complex sentence. So I'm waiting for your answer, right? So getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at University. Compound is students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at University. Now complex. I'd like to see how many of you made it. Okay, students got admission in the universities when they got 6 in IELTS. Excellent, 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 excellent. Akram Hussain, thank you so much. You will see the student got admission at UK universities when they got 6 in IELTS. Excellent. So you nailed it. That means you know complex and compound, right? So this means that when students got 6 in IELTS, then they got admission at UK University. Okay, but this means if you say other way, that's gonna sound nice. So if you say students got admission at UK universities when they got 6 in IELTS, but it still is okay, right? So I'd like to see more comment. Please type in chat box. Students who got 6 in IELTS where they got admission at UK universities is more complicated sentence. Okay, students got admission at the UK universities when they got 6 in IELTS. Okay, so Ramesh Raja said getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at the university. So Ramesh Raja, this is a simple sentence, right? Mustafizur Rahman said students got admission at UK university when they getting 6 in IELTS. No, when they got. Saifur Rahman said students got admission at universities when they got 6 in IELTS. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So now you know how to make a simple, complex, and compound, right? Students got admission at universities when they got 6 in IELTS. Okay, thank you. You nailed it. Okay, now we're gonna go a bit further. So getting admission at universities, students flew to the UK. Can you please type in chat box, what kind of sentence is this? Is it simple? Is it complex? Is it compound? Type in the chat box very quickly. Getting admission at UK universities, students flew to the UK. Is it simple? Is it compound? Is it complex? Type in the chat box very quickly. Getting admission at universities, students flew to the UK. Is it simple? Is it complex? Is it compound? Okay. So you mentioned there's a simple. Super says simple. Thank you for responding. Zishmin says simple. That's right. Thank you for responding. Very quickly, type in the chat box simple. Right. I'd like to see your comment. Simple. That's right. This is the simple sentence. Now make it compound. Fan voice. Using fan voice, make it compound. I'd like to see you made a compound sentence using just transforming this sentence. এই সেন্টেন্সটা ট্রান্সফর্ম করে আমাকে একটা কম্পাউন্ড সেন্টেন্স লিখে দেখান। So I'm waiting for that. So make sure, so make it compound. Okay, Fatima, you are too late. So make sure you are watching this class on live. Probably you are a bit behind. So just, forward it. Then you will be on the same page. Okay, thank you for responding. So now I know this is the simple sentence, getting admission at universities, because it has got one verb, that is flew to the UK. That's one verb, so it's simple sentence. Now make it compound. Please make it compound. So compound means fan voice. So using fan voice, make compound sentence. Excellent, Himal Shikdar. Himal Shikdar said, students got admission at universities and they flew to the UK. Excellent. So using and, fan voice and, He made the sentence. So getting admission at university.
Okay, Mehani, so you should use the verb. Students got admission at university and they flew to the UK.
Okay, so just means that students get admission at UK university, they flew to the UK.
So just mean it has to be past tense, both, right? Past and past. So students got admission at university and they flew to the UK. Students got admission at university and then they flew to the UK. Students got a so if you said then, Sifar, this is not the okay, this is the right sentence, but this is not what is called a fan voice. So if you'd like to make compound sentence, you should use fan voice. Other than fan voice, you cannot make compound sentence. Fan voice. Make sure for, and, neither, nor, but,
either, or, yet, so using these words, you should use compound sentence. So students got admission at university and they flew to the UK. Okay, the right sentence would be students got admission at universities
and they flew to the UK. Okay, thank you for responding. Now can you please make it complex? Now make it complex. Thank you, Rabbi. Students got admission at university and they flew to the UK. Thank you for responding. So you know how to make compound. So can you please make it complex now? Complex. So I'm taking you to the last slide so that you can understand. So this is the complex: that, who, where, when, if, although. So using one of these, you should make complex.
So try to use when. Try to use when. When দিয়ে আমাকে একটা complex sentence তৈরি করে দেখান. When. So make a complex sentence. I'd like to see. Okay, so Himashika said students flew to the UK when they got admission.
Excellent. Students flew to the UK when they got admission. Thank you for responding. I'd like to see how many of you can make the complex. Students got admission who flew to the UK. Okay.
Okay, thank you for responding. Students got admission. Students flew to the UK when they got admission. Excellent. Thank you for responding. Students got admission at the university and they flew to the UK. That's compound sentence. So we are looking for complex. Students flew to the UK when they got admission. Excellent. Thank you for responding. So now I'd like to see everyone's comment. When a student got admission at the UK university, they flew to the UK. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So it sounds good if you say students flew to the UK when they got admission. Okay, so now this is the sentence, right? So finishing your course, students, okay, finishing their courses, students got post-study work. So is it simple, complex, and compound sentence? Type in the chat box. Finishing undergraduate courses or finishing post-graduation courses. So UG means undergraduate, PG means postgraduate. So finishing undergraduate courses, students got post-study work. Type in the chat box. What kind of sentence is this? Is it simple? Is it complex? Is it compound?
First of all, identify what kind of sentence is this. So finishing courses. So there is no verb. Students got post-study work. Got is a verb. So one verb is a simple sentence, right? So it's simple. Thank you for responding. Now, I know this is simple. Now make it compound. Using fan voice, make compound sentences. So using using this simple sentence, give me a compound sentence, make it compound, fan voice. Very quickly. Very quickly. Right, so finishing courses, students got post-study work. I mean PSW, right? So make it compound, please. I'd like to see your comments. How many of you can make it compound? So using fan voice, just transform, do the transformation of the sentence. Okay, I'm so sorry. So this is the sentence, this is the okay, I'm so sorry. I took off the screen. So finishing courses, student got post-study work. So finishing courses, student got post-study work. So type in the chat box. Students got post-study work after finished courses. Okay, after they finish their courses, or after finishing their courses. Students finished their courses and they got study work. Just mean you should use fan voice. Using fan voice, you should make compound sentence, fan voice, right? So Himel said students finished their courses and they got post-study work. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Students finished undergraduate or postgraduate courses and they got post-study work. Thank you. Thank you. That's the compound sentence. Students got post-study work and they finished their courses. No, Iman, so you said it other way, right? You need to reverse it. So which one happened first is they finished their course and after that they got post-study work, right? So students finished their courses and they got post-study work, right? So make sure, so see, in this sentence, Iman said, according to the structure, the sentence is right, but it doesn't make sense, right? So make sure your sentence is making sense as well. So students finished their courses and they got post-study work. Thank you, Shurab. Students finished their courses and they got post-study work. Thank you. Students finished their courses and they got post-study work. Thank you, Mehani. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay, now you know it, right? So the next one is complex. So please make it complex sentence. Can you remember? Can you remember? So if, when, who, which, using those sort of things, you should make complex sentence. So make sure, so make it complex. Okay, Rami said students finished their courses and they got post-study work. Okay, Rami says thank you. Fatima says students finished their courses and they got post-study work. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So first thing happened is they finished their courses and then they got post-study work, right? Without finishing their courses, they cannot get the post-study work. So it makes sense. Now I'm waiting for a complex sentence, complex. Thank you, Saifur, for responding. Thank you, Mehdi Sami, for responding. Okay, so when students finish their courses, they got post-study work. That means complex sentence, right? Thank you. Students got post-study work when they finish their courses. Excellent, thank you. Students got post-study work when they finish their courses. Thank you, thank you. So now you know it, right? Now you know it. I'd like to see more comment. Type in the chat box. make it complex. Students got post-study work when they finished undergraduate course. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So you can make this sentence different ways. Make sure it has got a meaning. Students got post-study work when they finished their undergrad courses.
Excellent. Thank you. Students got post-study work when they finished their courses. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So now I'm going to ask you the same question. Is how many of you understood the transformation of sentences? Simple, complex, and compound. Please type in the chat box. What's the percentage? Is it 100%, 90%, 80%?
Put your answer in the chat box. I'd like to see. So now, how much do you know about the transformation of sentences? Simple, complex, compound. So you know fanboys, right? You know, simple means one verb, compound means more than one verb, and complex. So you should use like when, which, where, these sort of things, right? So make sure. Okay, now I'd like to see your comments. So how much do you understand simple, complex, and compound? Still, I would recommend you please watch this video time and again, and got some sort of grammar book with you. Just read them out, and that's going to be clear to you. And after that, you'll be confident enough to utilize them in your speaking, in your writing as well. So now I can see, I'm glad to see that. So Himel Shikdar said 100%. Saifur Rahman said he understood 100%. Iman said 100%. Medisami said 100%. Thank you. Jasmine said 100%. Ummehani said 100%. Russell said 90%. Shorab said 80%. Rabbi said 80%. Okay, thank you for responding. So still, if you didn't understand 100%, my recommendation is watch this video again, make a lot of sentences, do the transformation, simple, complex, and compound. Just do it. And again, complex, compound, simple. Again, compound, complex, simple. So like this way. So play with this structure, play with simple, complex, and compound. You will find it easy, right? So if you can use this sort of structure in your writing and in your speaking, so the examiner will understand, okay, this guy, he knows or she knows the variation of sentences, variation of a structure, and you're going to get a good marks in IELTS exam, right? So now we are about to finish this class, and this is my last class with you. Tomorrow you have got a class with this team, right? Tomorrow you're going to have a class with this team. Please type in the chat box, Steve, if you follow me. So don't miss the class. Tomorrow you're going to join to the Zoom, and tomorrow is my exam. So every day you are giving your exam. Tomorrow is my exam. So if you understand Steve 100%, that means I did my job fairly well. If you understand Steve even 60, 70%, I did my job well. And if you don't understand Steve, I mean, if it is less than 50%, that means probably I couldn't make you understand that much. However, I would definitely recommend you. So still, if you have got some sort of struggles, yeah, I'm inviting you for the next batch, right? So next batch, join and do the presentation again, do the class, and yeah, improve your English little by little every single day. So you have got a class with Steve tomorrow. Anyway, I'll join in the beginning. So Steve will conduct the class. You will have a very interesting class with Steve. He's gonna teach you a lot of things, and basically he's gonna teach you how to get 7+ in IELTS speaking. That's the thing Steve gonna teach you. Type in the chat box. What is Steve gonna teach you? He's gonna teach you how to get 7+ in IELTS speaking. Type in the chat box. How to get 7+ in IELTS speaking. Very quickly. Very quickly type in the chat box. How to get 7+ in IELTS speaking. Very quickly type in the chat box. How to get 7+ in IELTS speaking. So that's what Steve gonna teach you tomorrow. So make sure you come to the class on time and you enjoy the class in a full swing. And also make sure the class will be on Zoom. Still, I mean, you can watch this class on YouTube. You can participate in the class on YouTube. However, I would recommend you to come to Zoom, right? So make sure you download your Zoom app, and tomorrow's class will be with Steve. You're gonna learn so much thing. You're gonna understand his accent, native speaker accent. I believe that you will understand him. And yeah, so once you understand him more than 50%, like 60%, 70%, 80%, that means I have done my job, right? So tomorrow is my exam. So make sure you perform well, you understand him well. So now this is your homework, right? So before the homework, can you please type in the chat box, how was the whole course, 12 days speaking challenge? So this is the class number 11. So we have got one more class. So type in the chat box. I'd like to see your feedback. How did you find this course, whole course, from class 1 to class 11? How did you find it? Did you enjoy it? So did you understand me well? And some of the students, they are complaining that all the time you are speaking in English, we don't understand. And I'm going to tell them that you don't need to understand. So if you don't understand the 100% of this lecture, of the whole course, come back again. Come back again. Because if I speak a lot in Bengali, you're going to learn a lot of Bengali language, right? So you are here to learn English. And if I speak, Bengali, you're going to learn a lot of Bengali words, language. So you don't need to learn that. So that's why, still, if you don't understand, that means you have got some sort of a strong desire. Okay, I didn't understand him. So I think I need to do better in listening. I need to understand the simple structure and all that stuff. So make sure if you don't understand, and so this is that, because now you are the ambassador of this course, right? So you have done this course and you are giving me feedback. So I'd like to read some sort of feedback. Simil Shikdar said is outstanding. Ummehani said marvelous. Mustafa said it was fantastic. Imon said tremendous. Jasmine said outstanding. Rukumu said outstanding. Romy said outstanding. Okay, thank you for responding. I'm glad to know that you find it very, very valuable. Cypher said outstanding. Imon said it was mind-blowing. Shibli said outstanding. Rabbi said outstanding. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So, yeah, but somehow I told you in the first class that you're going to see thousands of students, they're going to do this course. And at the end of this course, probably you see only 200 people, they are doing this course. And out of 200 course, successfully, only probably 15, 20 people will finish it successfully, and they're going to achieve their certificate, right? So how many of you are really excited to get the certificate? Please type in the chat box, excited. How many of you are really excited to receive your certificate? Please type in the chat box, excited. Just excited, type in the chat box. And you know that if you'd like to grab your certificate, you got to give 10 plus 2, I mean, it's 12 presentation. If you don't give 12 presentation, you will not get the certificate. So make sure if you miss some presentation, just do it today. Do it tonight, right? And so that you can claim the certificate. So once you get the certificate, that's not the piece of paper. I'm telling you time and again. So that's your confidence. That means you can tell yourself that, okay, I have joined the course 12 days speaking challenge, and I have successfully finished it. And I have done all my homework and my performance is 100%. And that's why I got certificate. That means you have took it seriously. You have done it. You have achieved it, right? So yeah, a lot of students are really excited for certificate, but make sure you need to give 12 presentation, right? So how many presentations have you already given? Type in the chat box. All together, how many presentations have you given? Type in the chat box. How many presentations have you given so far? Is it 10? Is it 9? Is it 5? Is it 6? How many? How many presentations have you given? So please type in the chat box. And today I'd like to share it to your homework as well. So this is the homework, because your next target is advanced English. That means IELTS. So I'd like to make sure that you are on the right hand. So this is your homework. Topic is IELTS. Right. Topic is IELTS. So Akram Hussain says 3. Akram, so watch all the lectures and give 12 presentation. Otherwise, you didn't get certificate. Right. So please make sure you submit your homework. And tomorrow's class, we're going to give you an email address where you need to request for certificate. Once you send them an email that, dear sir, or madam, I have attended 12 days speaking challenge and successfully I have completed the course and I gave 12 presentation. Right. So please give me the certificate. My full name is
da 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 da. Thank you so much. Once you do that, our team, so they're gonna take you 2 weeks time to provide the certificate, right? So probably less than that, but our standard time is 2 weeks. So this is your homework. So now a lot of students, they misunderstand me regarding the homework, right? So when I give you the questions, that means you are getting some sort of ideas, right? So all you need to do is you need to ask and answer these questions. But for the presentation, don't ask and answer. Give a presentation. Hi, my name is Habib, and today I'd like to share the topic. The topic is IELTS. And IELTS is so important for my career. As you know, I'd like to study abroad, and each and every university requires a good IELTS score and standard 6, and that's why it's so important for me, right? So there are 4 modules in IELTS: speaking, reading, writing, and listening. And these are the 4 things I need to consider to get a better score. And that's why I'm doing a lot of things. For example, for improving my speaking, speaking with my speaking partners every single day. I practice 4 questions 3 times in a day for next 30 days. And for listening, I started listening CNN, BBC, or I started watching English movies and episode. Though I don't understand that much, but still I started watching. Hopefully after a certain period of time, I'll understand them. And for writing, I have bought a diary and I have started writing every single day what I'm doing. So this is how, and also I have bought some books. I have got Cambridge, or I have got some history books in English. I have started reading them. So if I don't understand the vocabulary, I find it from Google or dictionary. And this is how I'm improving my 4 skills. I mean, listening, reading, writing, and speaking, right? So, so to improve my fluency, I'm following the 4 questions 3 times in a day. And I believe that if I practice it for next 30 days, I'll get my fluency. So my expected IELTS score is 7+. However, the standard score is 6. If I get 6 in IELTS, I can take admission at UK universities. And how I'll get it? So next, I'll join the IELTS program, and I will attend all the classes. I'll do my homework. And by the way, I need to buy some Cambridge books as well. So let's say from 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. So 9 to 15, or I'm not sure which one is the updated one. So I need to buy some books so that I can practice with my teacher. And how will your desired scores change your career and develop your quality of life? So if I get a 7+ score, I might have some sort of a scholarship, and that's going to reduce my tuition fees. However, even once I get admission at UK university, I'll go there, I'll study there. And once I finish my course, I'll go to post-study work. I mean, 2 years full-time. I'll work so hard, I'll save some money. Then either I'll start my own business, or I'll find a work permit from another company, and I'll get settled in the UK. So thanks for listening to me. Got it? So this is how I need to give a presentation. Don't ask and answer. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Right. So this is the 11th presentation. How many of you would like to give this presentation? Please type in the chat box 11th. 11th. Type in the chat box. I would like to see how many of you would like to give the presentation number 11th. Type in the chat box 11th. Okay, so I can see a lot of students, they are putting their number, how many presentations they have given. Thank you for responding. Right, so who has done 10 homework? Congratulations, right? You are the winner, right? Type in the chat box, who has done 10 presentation? They are the winners. So please type in the chat box, I am the winner. So through this 12 days speaking challenge, you have crushed it, you have nailed it, right? You are going to be winner. So please type in the chat box winner. How many of you have done 10 presentation? And if you haven't done 10 presentation, still you are behind. So you got to do this by tonight, and tomorrow you can come to the same pace. So tomorrow would be the 11th presentation. So make sure you gave your presentation, right? And that's the thing. Now, okay, so finally, I'd like to thank you again to believe in me. I tried my best to serve you. If you are my family member, I shouldn't say if you are my family member, right? You are the member of Hassle Free Education, and Hassle Free Education is my family. So you are my family member, and as a family member, I gave you whatever I should give you. So regarding the instruction, I gave you some advice. I taught you the basic English. Now you polished your basic English. Now you started speaking. Finally, I'd like to say, don't stop here. I didn't bring you here to stop here. So this is the starting of your journey. This is the beginning of your journey. So make sure you keep going, right? And I know this is a big commitment you have taken, and that was the big commitment for me as well, right? So usually I go to my office at 11 o'clock, but because of this class, I go there, half an hour late. I sacrifice this time for you, and I think you got value for this. And secondly, I would like to say you have sacrificed a lot as well. So probably you could do a lot of important things without doing that. You came to the class on time, you listen to my lecture, you practice with me, and sometimes I push you a lot. Probably you find it offensive why the man is pushing me a lot to give my presentation. However, I tried my best to help you out. Can you remember the skydiving? So the instructor, if the person is not like to jump from the plane, the instructor, he is pushing and he is jumping with the person as well. So I did the same thing, right? So I tried my best to push you. I gave a presentation. You have seen, walking down somewhere else, riding bicycle, I gave my presentation so that you can find it. Okay, speaking English is not a tough job, is not difficult, is very easy. So I can see a lot of students are saying, I am the winner. You are the real winner, right? So Sheikh Lokmanuddin, thank you for responding. Shurab, thank you for joining this course. Rukul Mirda, thank you for joining this course. Rumiz Raza, thank you for joining this course. Sifar Hussain, thank you for joining this course. Jasmine, thank you for joining this course, right? Rabbi, thank you for joining this course. I mean it. So your next step is join IELTS class. Work so hard, because there is no alternative of work. Without working hard, even you cannot be smart. So the smartness is coming from working hard. And that happened to me as well, right? So that's why I would definitely recommend you work so hard on your English skill, and it's going to change your life.
Today I'm here because I understood that I got to learn this language. Once I learned this language, my life had been changed totally. So you can you remember I gave some sort of examples? So if you'd like to earn more, so how much more if you'd like to earn? So if you'd like to earn like 117 times, you got to go to English speaking country. So that means £1 equals 117 taka. So if you'd like to increase income in that much, 117, so you should come to UK. You should earn in pound. And once you earn in pound and you send money to Bangladesh, it's 117 times. Do you understand? So you can earn 117 times only when you learn this language perfectly. So next thing is join our IELTS course, finish your homework, join our IELTS course, and change your life through education. So thank you very much again. I mean it. So make sure you invite a lot of friends so that they can get this benefit out of it. Right. So our mission is to help millions of students to change their life through education, especially in English. Right. So thank you, everyone. This is some sort of emotional as well. So this is the last class with me. However, if you have got any questions, struggles on all that stuff, my phone number as well. Just send a message on WhatsApp. I'll be there for you. And if you have got some sort of questions regarding studying UK, US, and Canada, please make sure you reach out to my Sylhet office, India office, Pakistan office, Dhaka office, right? And if you are watching this class from UK, my number. Just give a call and I'll connect you to one of my team. So thank you, everyone. So see you hopefully